English story. Story 1. God's Hands. A man who was the lone survivor of a shipwreck was washed ashore on a tiny, uninhabited island. Marooned and alone, the man asked God to rescue him from his terrible fate. Eventually, he constructed a hut to protect him from cold and hot weather. Every day, the man, with a heart full of faith, scanned the horizon so that God will answer his prayers. One day, after going away to search for food, he approached home and found his little hut burning to the ground. There was nothing left but ashes and smoke. God, how could you do this to me? He cried. Broken and despaired, he sobbed himself to sleep. The next morning, he was awakened by a whisper. The ship had anchored at the beach. He asked the captain out of surprise, "How did you know I was here?" "As we were heading east, we saw your smoke signal," the captain replied. Story 2. Do not give up. One day, I decided to quit my job and to end my life. There seemed to be no reason for me to live any longer. I quit my job, my relationship, my spirituality, everything. I wanted to quit my life. I had just a grandfather from the whole world whom I loved very much. He had built a cottage in deep woods and lived alone. I decided to visit him for the last time. His face was calm and kind as always. I said to him how tried I was and wished I had never been born. Grandpa listened to me and smiled. "Can you give me one good reason not to quit?" I said to him. His answer surprised me. "Look around," he said. "Do you see the fern and the bamboo?" "Yes," I replied. When I planted the fern and the bamboo seeds, I took very good care of them. The fern quickly grew from the earth and its green leaves covered the floor. Yet nothing came from the bamboo seed, but I did not quit. I did not want to quit. In the fourth year again, nothing came from the bamboo seed, but I did not want to quit. Then, in the fifth year, a tiny sprout emerged from the earth. Compared to the fern, it was seemingly small and insignificant. But just 6 months later, the bamboo rose to cover 100 feet tall. It had spent the 5 years growing roots. Those roots made it strong and gave it what it needed to survive. God would not give any of his creations to challenge it could not handle. He asked me, "Did you know that all this time you had been struggling, You have actually been growing roots. I did not quit on the bamboo. Do not quit on yourself. Never compare yourself to others, he said. The bamboo had a different purpose than the fern, yet they both make the forest beautiful. Your time will come. You will also rise high. How high should I rise in your opinion? I asked. How high will the bamboo rise? He asked in return. As high as it can? I questioned. Yes, he said. Rise as high as you can and make yourself proud. Do not give up work and the seeming hardships.